Opening section. Does she feel the same way? Have you ever locked eyes with a woman across the room and wondered, does she feel the same way I do, or am I just imagining it? That fleeting moment of eye contact can spark curiosity, excitement, and uncertainty. And for many men, this uncertainty leads to hesitation. But what if you could read the subtle signs that reveal she wants you to make the first move? Magnifying glass. Why this matters. The psychology of rejection and connection. Most men don't struggle because they lack courage. They hesitate because they fear rejection, and that fear often stems from not knowing if she's interested in the first place. But here's the good news. Attraction leaves clues. And those clues? They're not random. They're backed by behavioral science and decades of psychological research. Bullseye. What you'll learn in this video. In this video, I'll walk you through 13 subtle signs a woman shows when she's hoping you will take the lead. We'll break them down using insights from nonverbal psychology, human behavior, and real-world experience, so you can approach with calm confidence instead of guessing in the dark. Brain. Your action plan. Watch until the end to discover the most overlooked signal, the one nearly every guy misses, even if the interest is obvious. And if you want more clarity in your dating life, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. You're one step closer to understanding the signals most men never see. Here are 13 signs she's waiting for you to make a move. Sign 1. She gives you her full attention. Bullseye. Why this sign matters. Let's start with one of the most powerful yet overlooked signals of attraction: undivided attention. In today's hyper-distracted world, attention is one of the most valuable things a person can give you. Think about it. When was the last time someone spoke to you without checking their phone? Scanning the room, or half listening? Exactly. So when a woman gives you her full focus, it's not accidental, it's intentional. Bar graph. Behavioral indicators to watch for. Eye contact. She maintains steady, soft eye contact, not just a glance, but a gaze that lingers just a second longer than usual. Body orientation. Her torso, feet, and even knees are angled toward you. This is what body language experts call fronting, a subconscious cue that says, "You have my attention." Minimal distractions. She doesn't check her phone, doesn't look around for her friends, and doesn't seem in a rush to leave the conversation. In short, you're not competing with her surroundings, you're the center of her environment in that moment. Magnifying glass. Perspective shift. Here's the key insight. Humans naturally focus on what they find valuable. If she's mentally and physically present with you, it means you've captured her interest, and that's not something to overlook. Rather than wondering, should I approach? Start asking, what is she already telling me, without saying a word? Brain. Practical reflection. Next time you're talking to someone you're interested in, ask yourself, is her attention passive, or is it engaged? Does her body say, "I'm here," or "I'm halfway out the door"? Reading these subtle but powerful signals gives you the confidence to act, not out of blind hope, but grounded observation. Sign 2. She mentions she's free, and she's waiting for you to make a move. Magnifying glass. Opening insight. Have you ever heard a woman say, "I don't really have anything going on this weekend," or "My evening's pretty open after work," and you weren't sure what to make of it? Let's be clear, this is not small talk. It's a strategic opening, a subtle, indirect way of telling you, "I'm open to spending time with you, if you take the lead." Bar graph behavioral psychology behind the signal. Women are often socially conditioned to signal interest indirectly, especially in early stages. Rather than directly asking you out, she might drop conversational cues about her availability. This serves two purposes. It protects her from rejection by leaving room for ambiguity. It gives you the opportunity to step forward with initiative. If she's consistently letting you know that she has free time, especially in response to you talking about plans or the weekend, it's likely she's inviting you to act. Warning: why inaction sends the wrong message. Here's what most men don't realize. Not acting is also an action. If she signals availability and you ignore it, she may interpret it as disinterest or worse, rejection, and that missed moment can shut the door on future opportunities. Think of it like this: a door is slightly open. You either walk through it or let it quietly close. Light bulb coaching challenge for you. Next time you hear her mention she's free, don't hesitate. Instead of overthinking, try a simple follow-up like, "Hey, I was thinking about checking out that new rooftop bar Friday. Want to come?" This shows confidence, clarity, and emotional intelligence, qualities that not only attract, but also earn respect. Sign 3. She laughs a lot around you, and it's not just about the joke. Green circle introduction. More than just a smile. Let's talk about laughter, not just as a reaction to humor, but as a signal of emotional connection. When a woman laughs often in your presence, it's easy to assume, "I must be funny." But here's the reality. Her laughter may have less to do with your jokes, and more to do with how she feels when she's around you. Microscope the science behind her smile. Neurologically speaking, laughter is tied to the release of dopamine, the brain's feel-good chemical. When a woman is attracted to someone, her dopamine levels rise in response to that interaction. One of the most visible effects? She laughs more. In this case, laughter isn't just a reaction to content, it's a response to connection. Behavioral studies confirm this. People tend to laugh more around those they feel emotionally safe and interested in. So if she's frequently giggling, chuckling, or even laughing at your meh jokes, it might not be about the punchline, it might be about you. Compass what this tells you. Her laughter is a nonverbal signal. I feel good with you. It shows she's relaxed, present, and more importantly, invested in the interaction. This isn't just social politeness, it's a subconscious sign of comfort and curiosity. Ask yourself, does she laugh with everyone like this? Or only with me? Because when a woman laughs more specifically around you, she's telling you something without words. Rocket coaching perspective. In those moments, don't downplay the connection. Her laughter is not just a reward, it's an invitation. Use it as a green light to deepen the conversation. Introduce light physical presence, like walking side by side, or even suggest spending time one-on-one. Attraction is often quiet, but laughter makes it loud. Sign 4. She talks about her interests, and it's a hidden invitation. Green circle opening. It sounds casual, but it isn't. You're chatting casually, and she says something like, "I've been craving Thai food lately." Or maybe, "I really want to go hiking this weekend, but none of my friends are free." On the surface, these sound like random comments, right? But beneath the surface, these statements are often indirect invitations. They're her way of saying, "I want to share this with someone, and maybe that someone is you." Magnifying glass: why it matters. A subtle strategy of connection. Women are socially trained to be subtle when expressing interest. Rather than directly inviting you out, many will mention their hobbies or cravings to gauge your response. This isn't manipulation, it's protection. By keeping the invitation indirect, she gives you the chance to engage without putting herself at risk of rejection. If she brings up something she enjoys and adds that she hasn't done it in a while, or that no one else wants to do it, it's a clear signal. She's opening a door and waiting to see if you'll walk through it. Push-pin coaching perspective. The opportunity is yours. Here's what most men miss. These casual mentions are strategic. And when you don't respond, she doesn't get mad. She just assumes you're not interested. But you can turn this moment into a breakthrough. For example, next time she says, "I've been dying to try that new sushi spot," you could say, "Right finger, let's go check it out this week. Wednesday or Friday work for you?" This isn't just flirting, it's leadership. You're showing initiative, confidence, and the ability to create shared experiences, one of the strongest foundations for attraction. Bullseye final insight. Don't wait for permission. Remember, attraction often speaks in whispers, not shouts. Her talking about her passions is a quiet way of saying, "Include me, invite me." The question is, are you listening closely enough to hear the cue and bold enough to act on it? Sign 5. She adjusts her appearance when you're around, and it's not just about vanity. Green circle opening. It's subtle, but powerful. Have you ever noticed her suddenly smoothing her blouse, touching her hair, or checking her reflection in her phone as soon as you walk into the room? It seems like nothing, just a reflex. Maybe, but here's what most men overlook. These tiny movements often say more than words ever could. They're not random, they're wired, and they can be a key sign she's waiting for you to make a move. Magnifying glass: the psychology behind it. Let's break this down from a behavioral and evolutionary lens. Nonverbal grooming, like fixing hair, adjusting clothes, or checking one's reflection, is often unconscious behavior that signals increased self-awareness. According to social psychology research, people instinctively adjust their appearance when they're around someone they want to impress. For women, these behaviors often increase in the presence of someone they feel attraction toward, especially in moments of uncertainty, like when they're hoping you'll notice them, but don't want to be too obvious. This isn't about vanity, it's about value. She values how you perceive her, and that subtle effort is her body's way of saying, "I want to be seen at my best by you." Push-pin coaching insight. Learn to read the quiet signals. Here's the part most men miss. These signs are not declarations, they're invitations. They're a low-risk way for her to show interest without putting herself in a vulnerable position. And the question is, are you tuned in enough to recognize that? Next time you notice her subconsciously adjusting her hair when you start talking, don't ignore it, use it as a cue. It doesn't mean she expects a compliment, but a simple, confident comment like, "That color looks great on you," can affirm what she's hoping you'll notice. Bullseye final takeaway. Attention is connection. When someone cares about how they appear in your presence, it means they care about how you make them feel. And in the game of attraction, those quiet, nearly invisible gestures, they're the loudest signs she's waiting for you to step forward. We'll dig deeper: psychology, reactions, and additional behaviors. Sign 6. Why most men fear making the first move, and what to do about it. Magnifying glass 1. The fear isn't weakness, it's uncertainty. Let's be honest. A lot of men freeze when it's time to take initiative, whether it's asking her out, texting first, or even leaning in for that first kiss. And here's why. It's not fear of women, it's fear of uncertainty. Think about learning to drive for the first time. You weren't scared of the car, you were scared of making a mistake. The same goes for approaching someone you're interested in. It's the fear of being awkward, rejected, or misread. That hesitation creates a loop. Overthinking, right pointing arrow, delay, right pointing arrow, self-doubt, right pointing arrow, missed opportunity. This isn't about being alpha or weak. It's about clarity. When you're unsure of what she feels, or unclear about how to move forward, your brain chooses safety over action. Warning 2. How she sees it, emotional safety matters. Now here's the kicker. Women are incredibly sensitive to emotional confidence. If you hesitate, she doesn't just notice it, she feels it. To her, your uncertainty can feel like emotional instability. It triggers a deep, evolutionary question. Can I trust this man to lead, protect, and hold space for me emotionally? When that confidence is missing, even subtly, many women instinctively pull back, not because they're cold, but because they need to feel safe. This doesn't mean you need to be perfect, it means you need to grow. Compass 3. The solution. Confidence is not born, it's built. Here's the good news. Confidence is not a personality trait, it's a skill. And like any skill, it can be practiced, structured, and improved over time. Think of it like going to the gym. You don't walk in benching 250 pounds. You start small and train consistently. Social confidence works the same way. Small conversations, repeated exposure, clear frameworks. That's exactly why I created the Confidence Masterclass, to turn hesitation into clarity and fear into forward momentum. Bullseye final insight. The first move is your move. If you've ever held back because you weren't sure how to begin, you're not broken. You're just untrained. And once you understand that confidence is a process, not a personality, you stop waiting and start acting. Sign 7. She plays with her hair when you're around, what it really means. Brain introduction. Subconscious signals speak loudest. When it comes to attraction, most communication doesn't happen with words, it happens with behavior. And one of the most overlooked, yet powerful signals a woman can give, is this. She touches her hair when you're near. She twirls a strand while talking to you. She adjusts it repeatedly after making eye contact. Or she gently runs her fingers through it during the conversation. At first glance, it may seem insignificant, but psychology tells us otherwise. Magnifying glass analysis. Why hair touching isn't random. Hair touching is often a subconscious form of self-grooming, and in social psychology, it's categorized as a preening behavior. In evolutionary terms, both men and women engage in grooming behaviors to appear more attractive to a potential mate. For women, playing with hair is a way of drawing attention to femininity, signaling openness and interest. It's usually done unconsciously, especially when she's nervous, excited, or trying to make a good impression. But not all hair touching means attraction. That's why context matters. Ask yourself, does she only do this when talking to you? Or does she do it with everyone? Is it combined with other signs, like smiling, sustained eye contact, or finding reasons to stay near you? If the hair touching is paired with other cues, it's likely not just a habit, it's a message. Bullseye Coaching Insight. Read it, then lead it. Understanding nonverbal signals is like learning a language. The key isn't just to notice the signs, it's to respond to them with calm, confident action. If she's showing interest through subtle behaviors like this, chances are she's waiting to see if you'll notice. This doesn't mean rushing or overanalyzing. It means taking small steps forward, staying present, holding eye contact, asking deeper questions. Confidence isn't about forcing a moment. It's about recognizing the invitation and responding with leadership. Sign 8. She initiates light physical contact. What she's really telling you. Brain introduction. When words go silent, the body speaks. In moments of real connection, words often take a backseat. The body starts speaking in subtler, more revealing ways. And one of the clearest signs of interest is this. She initiates gentle physical contact. This isn't accidental. It's intentional, but subtle. You may notice. She touches your arm while laughing. She sits close enough that your knees touch. Her hand lingers just a second longer than necessary during a high five or handshake. At first, it might seem casual, but in the language of attraction, it's a major signal. Magnifying glass analysis. Why touch means trust. Touch is one of the most powerful tools in human connection, because it bypasses logic and goes straight to emotion. Research in social psychology shows that even a light, friendly touch can increase warmth, trust, and openness. When a woman initiates this, she's not just being polite, she's testing comfort and chemistry. It's often a low-risk way for her to ask a deeper question without saying a word. Are you emotionally safe? And are we physically compatible? This form of contact is often called a compliance test or proximity test. She's checking how you respond. Do you lean in? Do you freeze? Do you pull away? Each reaction tells her something and guides her next move. Bullseye Coaching Insight. Read it. Don't rush it. Here's what most men miss. Her touch is not a cue to escalate, it's a cue to connect. If you meet her energy with calm, grounded presence, you build trust. If you rush or misread the moment, you break rapport. The goal is to mirror her level of connection, not overdo it. This is where emotional intelligence becomes more powerful than appearance, money, or scripted pickup lines, because real confidence knows the difference between momentum and pressure. Next is subtle social behavior and body language cues. Sign 9. She stays in touch and creates moments to interact, subtle effort. Big signal. Brain introduction. Attention is the new currency. In today's fast-paced world, everyone's busy, so when someone consistently finds small reasons to stay connected with you, that's not random. It's a deliberate signal. If she's texting you out of the blue, stopping by your desk just because, or casually extending conversations that could have ended 5 minutes ago, she's keeping the door open. Now the question is, do you see it? And more importantly, are you ready to walk through it? Magnifying glass analysis. Micro initiatives equals macro interest. Let's break this down into what's really happening underneath the surface. Texting without purpose. Not every message has to be deep. Sometimes, it's just an emoji, a meme, or a saw this and thought of you. But the message isn't the point, the continuation is. Creating proximity. If she walks by your space more than coincidence allows, she's building casual comfort. This is especially true in work or school environments. Dragging out conversations. When someone is not interested, they look for exits. But if she's looping back into side topics, asking you one last question, or laughing a bit too long at simple jokes, she's extending time with you. These moments may feel small, but collectively, they're her way of saying, I'm interested, but I need you to notice first. Bullseye coaching insight. Respond with intention, not assumption. A confident man doesn't chase every signal, but he doesn't ignore patterns either. If she's making the effort to keep a thread alive, don't ghost the moment. Meet her halfway. Ask her a thoughtful question. Suggest a casual meet-up. A woman who invests in connection appreciates a man who responds with clarity, not confusion. In relationships, just like in life, small opportunities compound into major outcomes. Sign 10. She plays with her jewelry while talking to you. Nervous signals. Hidden meaning. Brain introduction. Attraction rarely speaks loudly. When it comes to human connection, it's not always about what's said, it's about what's shown. And some of the most revealing signs are the ones we barely notice. So here's one that often flies under the radar. She plays with her jewelry while talking to you. Is it just a habit? Maybe. But in behavioral psychology, this is often a subconscious expression of interest, rooted in a mix of excitement and anxiety. Magnifying glass analysis. Jewelry touching equals self-soothing under pressure. When a woman touches her necklace, adjusts an earring, or fidgets with a bracelet during a conversation, it's rarely just about the jewelry. According to nonverbal communication research, these repetitive gestures often act as self-soothing mechanisms, used to manage internal tension. This nervous energy isn't random. It frequently arises in moments of emotional stimulation, like talking to someone she's attracted to. It's similar to how someone might tap their foot, straighten their tie, or smooth their hair when nervous in a high-stakes meeting. Now ask yourself this: is she doing this often, but only when she talks to you? If so, that's not coincidence. That's chemistry. Bullseye coaching insight. Look for context, not just the clue. This isn't a standalone sign. Don't overanalyze one gesture in isolation. Instead, combine it with other behaviors: eye contact, smiling, leaning in, or lingering conversation. When multiple signs stack up, confidence becomes clarity. As a high-value man, your role is not to chase validation, but to interpret feedback intelligently. The more you observe these micro-signals, the better you position yourself to act with certainty rather than hesitation. Sign 11. She chooses to sit near you. Physical proximity as emotional invitation. Brain introduction. Proximity is a choice, not a coincidence. In social settings, whether it's a classroom, workplace, or group gathering, people have options. So when a woman consistently chooses to sit near you, don't dismiss it as chance. Because in psychology, space is never neutral. Where we place ourselves physically often reflects where we want to go emotionally. Have you ever noticed that she tends to grab the seat next to you? Or subtly shifts closer when the room isn't crowded? That's not randomness, that's preference. Magnifying glass analysis. Physical closeness signals comfort and connection. Let's break this behavior down into its underlying meaning. Intentional positioning. Whether it's a group meeting, a company lunch, or a seminar, most people pick spots that align with who they feel safe or connected with. Subconscious trust indicator. Choosing to sit near you often reflects a comfort level that goes beyond surface interaction. It signals, "I feel safe in your presence," opening the door to conversation. Physical proximity reduces the barrier for casual communication. It's an invitation to engage, without her needing to make a big move. Social scientists call this territorial alignment. We place ourselves close to people we want to bond with, romantically or emotionally. Bullseye coaching insight. Don't miss low-resistance opportunities. High-confidence men don't just look for big signs, they respond to small openings. If she consistently positions herself near you, that's her way of lowering the resistance for interaction. Don't overthink. Use the moment. Start a light conversation. Acknowledge her presence, or simply offer a genuine smile. These low-effort actions build rapport and allow interest to grow naturally. In connection, proximity is permission, and sometimes, the quietest move speaks the loudest. Sign 12. Her feet are pointed toward you. The most honest body language cue. Brain introduction. The body speaks what words conceal. When it comes to attraction, what someone says is only a fraction of the message. The rest? It's in the body language, especially the parts they don't even realize they're using. And here's one of the most powerful, yet often ignored, signs. Her feet are pointed toward you. It may sound insignificant, but in behavioral science, this is one of the most reliable subconscious indicators of attention and interest. Magnifying glass analysis. Why foot direction matters more than eye contact. Let's break it down. Feet don't lie. Unlike eye contact or facial expressions, which people can consciously control, foot orientation is harder to fake or manage deliberately. Orientation equals intention. If she's standing in a group, chatting with someone else, but her toes are still subtly angled in your direction, it means you are where her attention really wants to go. This is a primal behavior. From an evolutionary psychology perspective, we orient our bodies, including our feet, toward what we find important, attractive, or emotionally safe. It's an ancient instinct built into our nervous system. Here's a quick question to consider. Have you ever noticed someone's words going one way, but their feet pointing another? That disconnect often tells the truth more than their voice ever could. Bullseye coaching insight. Use body language as a silent green light. For high-value men, mastering attraction means recognizing cues most people overlook. A woman's foot direction may seem subtle, but it often reveals her internal state more honestly than her smile or her words. This isn't about stalking or overanalyzing. It's about tuning into real human signals and acting with clarity when the moment presents itself. When multiple signs align, eye contact, proximity, and yes, foot direction, you're not guessing anymore. You're reading the room with precision. True confidence isn't about chasing, it's about noticing. And when her body is already pointing at you, maybe it's time you stopped looking for signs and started moving forward. Sign 13, the quick glance, the smile. Then she looks away, a classic yet powerful flirting cue. Brain introduction. Body language is the first conversation. Before anyone speaks, we're already communicating. And when it comes to attraction, one of the oldest and most universal signals is this. She glances at you, smiles, then quickly looks away. It's subtle, it's fleeting, but it carries a very specific message. I see you, I'm interested, but I want you to make the next move. This is a time-tested pattern in human behavior, and it deserves more attention than we often give it. Magnifying glass analysis. What the look, smile, look away sequence really means. Let's unpack what this behavior communicates. Initial eye contact is the first move. It shows she's aware of your presence. This isn't accidental. The smile is the soft signal of openness and warmth. It disarms tension, says, I'm approachable, and creates an emotional hook. Looking away immediately after signals vulnerability and non-aggression. It's a way of saying, I'm interested, but I'm not going to chase. This behavior is instinctive and cross-cultural. Across nearly every society studied, this exact sequence has been identified as a common female-led invitation to initiate interaction. Think about it. Have you ever had a moment where someone looked at you, smiled just for a second, and you hesitated, not sure if it was real? That hesitation often costs men the moment. Bullseye coaching insight. Courage starts with recognition. For men developing social confidence, recognizing this look is essential. It's not just a flirt, it's a doorway. The moment is small, but the opportunity is big. If you see it and freeze, you're training yourself to ignore momentum. Your job isn't to be perfect, it's to be present. Offer a nod, a smile back, or even initiate a light conversation if the context allows. Because when she gives you that quick glance and smile, she's already said yes to the first move. Now it's your turn to respond. Conclusion. Stop missing the signals. Start leading with confidence. Brain summary. Her subtle signals are not accidents. Everything we've covered, those 13 subtle signs, has one simple message behind it. I like you. Pay attention. These are not coincidences. They're quiet invitations. But here's what most men don't realize. If you don't act on those signs, she may stop showing them. Not because she stopped liking you, but because she's protecting herself from the pain of being rejected through your silence. Light bulb coaching insight. Confidence is not born. It's built. Let's clarify one thing. Confidence is not a personality trait. It's a skill, one that can be trained, developed, and mastered, just like learning to drive, speak in public, or lead a team. Confidence grows when you approach it with structure, feedback, and repetition. That's exactly why we created a full confidence training program to help men like you decode signals. Take the lead and stop letting uncertainty sabotage your potential connections. Because when you understand what she's really telling you, and you move forward with calm energy and emotional strength, you don't just attract someone. You become someone worth attracting. Rocket begin today. Start showing up with calm clarity and a kind heart. If this video helped, like it and comment, signs she likes you, so we know to keep creating this kind of content. Share it with a friend who always seems to miss these cues. It might change their entire perspective. Because in the end, attraction isn't about luck, it's about awareness. And awareness, practiced with courage, becomes confidence. If you found this valuable, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. These signs aren't just subtle hints, they're opportunities. But confidence to act isn't something you're born with. It's a skill you can train. Just like anything else. That's what this channel is all about. Helping you grow stronger in mindset, presence, and emotional clarity. So stay with us. New videos every week to help you lead with confidence and build deeper, more meaningful connections.